we're going to make the Democrats defend a position that says that it's okay to allow people who are non-citizens in this country to vote. I mean, this is a very straightforward bill. It essentially says you need to be a citizen to vote in our country's elections. That ought to be something, I think it is. It's an 80 to 90% issue out there with the American people. Whether or not it passes in the Senate will depend on whether or not there are some Democrats who recognize that this does make sense. The American people are wildly, supportive of this idea, and we ought to make it into law.
So the Save America Act, as President Trump says, is about the country and fair voting, and it cleared the first hurdle in the House, I should say. The bill requires photo IDs to vote and proof of citizenship to register, something that 84% of Americans, all registered voters, say, sure, that seems like a decent, reasonable idea. Many Democrats argue that those barriers amount to voter suppression. Most of them are elected officials, not the people that were in the poll. Watch.
Republicans know their ideas are unpopular. They want to cheat. We will not let Republicans use bull claims and lies about voter fraud to rip the right to vote away from American citizens.
What I hear is the same racist, misogynistic trash. Republicans are invoking historical policies intended, let's be clear, to disenfranchise Americans, especially working people, women, students, indigenous people.
All right, let's bring in Matt Gorman, former NRCC Communications Director, and David Carlucci, former Democratic New York State Senator. Great to have you both here. Put up number 3 for me, guys. This is from posted by Michael Cloud from Texas. He says, for reference, this is how we vote in the U.S. House, okay? There we go. Step 1, insert photo ID. Number 2, press the button. David Carlucci, let me start with you. 84% of independents say, yes, you should have to show a voter ID like you do for everything else. You get on a plane, anything you want to do in life.
In most states, almost every state, when you do register to vote, you do have to show some form of identification. Now, what the SAVE Act is doing is something completely different. What it's doing is requiring that every state has to overhaul their election procedures, stop mail-in voting, stop online registration.
Mail-in voting is actually not in this act.
But what it does is it validates that you wouldn't be able to do that, because now you wouldn't be able to mail by vote. You have to show identification every time. Now, look, 20 million Americans don't currently access a driver's license, let alone a passport. So to get that identification is harder than it actually seems. This would disenfranchise rural voters. It disenfranchises.
So those people can never get on an airplane.
Yeah. Yeah.
They can never do all of the things that we have to show our ID for.
I appreciate that. You and I might have this documentation.
It's not that hard.
It's not hard for us.
It is not that hard.
But
I think it is so disingenuous to women and indigenous people, everyone else she just mentioned, to suggest that they don't have the wherewithal.
It's not a suggestion. No, it's not a suggestion. It's a fact. Data has showed the lower your income is, the less of an opportunity you have a passport. Actually, people that make under $50,000 a year, less than 10% have an actual passport. That's data that is showing.
Democrats are used to for years. If you remember during the Georgia voting law about 5 years ago, they said it was Jim Crow 2.0. They're used to just saying Jim Crow 2.0, disenfranchised, racist, and people buying it, and corporations being bullied into silence on it. But times have changed. Look, I flew up this morning to New York to check into my hotel, to get into my plane, do a host of things.
Did you show proof of citizenship?
I needed an ID. And you know what? You know what? Also, just this week in Kansas, Clearwater, Kansas, everybody loves to say, Democrats love to say, this is all a hoax. Citizens can't vote in elections. Well, they found out not just a citizen voting in elections, a non-citizen was the mayor of the town of Clearwater. Nobody bothered checking it. So the next time Democrats say, oh, this is just all a fantasy to try and disenfranchise voters, there's actual real proof that this could happen.
There's not real proof. We're showing one case of a mayor that slipped through the cracks.
He's the mayor. He's the mayor.
The Heritage Foundation has done extensive research on this.
Democrats are used to
finish your thought, Matt, and David, let him finish. I'm coming right back to you.
Democrats are used to bullying people into silence on this by invoking racism and misogyny. The fact is, this is common sense. The poll that you showed earlier shows that 84% of Americans can agree on the weather, let alone to do anything, but they agree on this.
But they're not agreeing on the merits of this bill. That you give them a quick thing. Should you show ID? Yeah, sure, we should show ID. But now showing and documenting proof of citizenship is something different.
Everyone who is here legally want to have proof of their citizenship.
Well,
march
again,
down, get yourself a passport, get yourself a real ID. If they can afford a cell phone or anything else they do in life, this should be a priority
well, again,
for anybody who would want this.
This is a problem or a solution in search of a problem, right? We have not had documented evidence of this voter
No
fraud.
other
And
country
again,
works like
it
this.
is-
Go to
No other country works
Go to
like
Great
this.
Britain.
First
Go
of
to
all,
Great Britain.
it
Try
is
and vote in their
illegal.
elections. Try and go
Again,
all across
this
Europe
is
without an
not-
ID.
this
See
is
how far
something-
you get.
Read our Constitution,
far.
right? First, it does not give power to Congress to say who can and who cannot vote. That is not in the Constitution. What it does say is the states have that right. The states.
Your party tried to do that.
Let me ask Matt one quick question here because I know people are interested in this at home. Very quickly,
to vote
Matt.
if you're not a citizen.
Matt, very quickly. We heard Senator Thune say he doesn't want to break the filibuster for this. 2 seconds.
They don't have the votes, but if they do ever break the filibuster, it'll be something like this.
All right.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.